Hi guys, and welcome back to another StarCraft 2 retro series. As once again we have a great engagement, a great international engagement in between the two pro players. So let me just start by introducing the players to you guys. As we have spawning here in the lower right, in the red, it is Innovation, who was considered one of the best Terran, if not the best Terran, in a period of time. I believe this game has been played around 2016, 2017. So yeah, a very rare sight here, Innovation. We're witnessing history in the making. And his opponent, of course, spawning here in the upper left in the blue, it is SERRAL from Finland, who is in the year 2022 the world champion. But yeah, this is a retro series, like I told you, a very long game, as you can see, 44-minute long game as the spawn here on King's Cove LE. So yeah, let's just check their build order. Interesting enough, SERRAL deciding to open up here with a spawning pool next to his main, so no fast expansion yet for him. There it is, a little bit of a delayed expansion. Let's have a look at Innovation, opening a pretty standard supply depot, but I believe it was first gas, so supply depot into gas and then barracks. So interesting stuff here by him. You can also see that there is a difference into the units here, into the buildings. They look quite different, as we're going to be seeing around the game. So different models here, as we see SERRAL moving out here with his Overlord. And let's have a look if indeed he's going for his second expansion around the 2-minute and 30-second mark. Perhaps he is preparing a different build order, just like in our new games in 2022. His first Zerg is already out, so we might try to go for a early harassment here. 6 Zerglings. Let's just see if Innovation is going to be prepared for that, as he's going for his first Reaper and also expanding here. There's a nice ledge, there's a nice ramp here. Who could work for Innovation, but let's have a look. The Overlord is moving forward. It's quite a big map. As you can see, the Zerglings take quite some time to move here out. The first scouting SCVs, of course, seeing the expansion, immediately goes to the other expansion point, as in comes now the Zerglings from SERRAL towards the expansion points from Innovation, as he has one Reaper here. So the Reaper, if he's getting nicely microed back and forward, he can of course provide good protection here towards that expansion point. Now let's just check once again the main from Innovation. There is his factory, so it's looking like a pretty standard open up. There is his gas. He might go for a starport very soon, just like many Terrans. They really like to go for that marine drop harassment. Let's have a look. Currently it's just switching those the factory towards a reactor. So it's going into a double Hellion, and there's that starport, so he might try to prepare a drop very soon against SERRAL. Let's check SERRAL. We already have the 3-minute mark, so no fast expansion yet. Here, there it is. A little bit of a delayed expansion for him. Interesting build order. There is speed, of course. You can once again see the production tab here in the upper left part, just in case I am missing something. So if you want to learn a build order, there's the production tab here in the upper left part. So the Reaper is doing some scouting here. Important scouting information here for him, as it's just roaming around. Perhaps he's going to wait to heal up here and then just attack this expansion. As yeah, they are the first mule being dropped here by Innovation, as we have 30 workers for SERRAL, 26 for Innovation. So yeah, some Hellions, and yeah, you can see of course the difference here. The Hellions look quite differently here. Very interesting stuff here, with a wheel in the front and in the back they have some I don't know what this is called, just like in the tank. So yeah, looking quite cool here. Actually the old Hellion mode, as they're moving forward with some flames. And SERRAL, let's have a look if he's going to be prepared for this, as he's actually taking quite some good damage here. One Hellion is getting sniped. We have a Roach Horn, so we might see a timing push by SERRAL, and we see more and more of those cool looking Hellions moving out here on the map. So 4 of them. It took them quite a good, actually Innovation made a quite good scouting here, and it was surprisingly for him, I guess it was so easy to move forward with those Hellions, so he might prepare another move out with 5 of them now. Let's have a look where exactly. This should be of course his next target point, and we almost only see 2 queens here, 1 Baneling's Nest, and in come those Hellions, and those Hellions just nicely moving here forward. SERRAL leaving the door open, and so much splash damage could be dealt here against those drones. 4 drones have already fallen, some Zerglings here as well. 9 drones already have fallen here, 11 drones. So SERRAL took quite here by surprise by Innovation even adding 1 Liberator. 15 drones. What a great start here for Innovation. Let's have a look at this Liberator as well here, as he's sieging up. And now yes, SERRAL is going to react to that, of course, adding a Spore here, adding this 1 Queen, but yet damage has already been done here into this expansion point by Innovation. So a great start here for Innovation with his with those Helens, with those cool looking Helens. Not that much of a production here for SERRAL, only some drones, and we can see so many upgrades here for innovation, as his Liberator is also nicely harassing the middle line. But at the same time, in comes a counter here for SERRAL with some Zerglings. Let's see if this is going to be doing anything here for him. The one SCV might get taken out. Some Marines are here, but a little bit exposed, and a nice surround here by SERRAL against those Marines, and some SCVs have to be pulled here. So SERRAL finally with a good counter, snapping 3 SCVs, even cancelling this one production yet. And let's have a look, more and more SCVs are getting targeted, as even this one tank should of course be enough to hold this off. But yeah, so much mining time has been lost here for innovation, so quite a good move out here by SERRAL. At the same time, we do see this one Liberator, the Hero Liberator, killing 3 drones here, so nice stuff here by innovation. In the end, he might lose this one Liberator, as he's also dropping to 36 and now sieging up here in a very interesting position. Also, yeah, you notice once again that the model looks completely different here, so quite nice stuff. Let's have a look at the tanks. The tanks look pretty much the same. Marines also look perhaps a little bit bigger here, and the SCVs also look a little bit different here as well. So nice models here from a retro series from, I believe, 2017, 2018. I don't know the exact date, but yeah, quite interesting long game we have here in between the Terran and in between the Zerg. So let's have a look at their next options here, what their next buildings are going to be. Some spores, of course, to react against those Liberators in the air. And we see a Baning's Nest. We also saw a Roach Warrant, I believe. So yes, SERRAL, is he going for a timing push, or is he just preparing his macro game, as he's adding more and more of those hatcheries? And innovation also preparing a more defensive move out here with the tanks. Finally, we see a difference out of this tank, looking a little bit more tankier here, just like in the new model. So yeah, great looking models here, as we see actually innovation move out here with his infantry, with his tanks. Let's have a look. This could be a timing push by him. So stim has been done already. I don't see any shields on those Marines, but actually, yeah, we can see the upgrades now. Armor, weapons 1, and I believe shield is also being done, is being actually researched, and by the time innovation is going to reach this expansion point, I believe the upgrades will kick in. So nice timing push here by him with upgrades. Let's have a look. More and more of those queen eggs are getting spawned here. The innovation stimming up to snap them out, even taking out an overseer, and the siege tanks in the back of course provide cover fire against all those for that infantry. So nice job here by him, even having 2 medivacs in the air. Of course, he's luring SERRAL into a trap, but SERRAL comes in from the back with some Zerglings getting a good surround against those tanks. And yeah, I believe SERRAL is going to hold. He's going to take quite some casualties, but in the end he does hold, and he took out the important units, those siege tanks in the back. And yeah, what happened to this one queen? I believe she blinked out. Could this be a possibility? All of a sudden she just disappeared from here, so quite interesting. Never seen this one before. So yeah, innovation just keeps continuing to roll forward, has now a good position, needs to be careful from the back not to get surrounded again, as his infantry once again moves here forward, and he's going to attack this one hatchery, dealing quite some damage. SERRAL is there to respond with his Zerglings, with his queens, with the Banings on the ground. And yeah, the tanks are a little bit far back here for innovation, but I'm sure he knows exactly what he's doing, as now once again SERRAL is reacting, but the tank provides once again cover fire. However, we do see some Hydras now, and the Hydras will of course be the real damage here, as the Baning's getting a good position. Nice surrounds here by SERRAL, as he's once again able to hold this important position. His expansion took quite some damage. Yeah, more and more Zerglings are being produced, as slowly but steadily we're closing towards the 10-minute mark. So quite a interesting pushy, interesting timing push with those upgrades for innovation. Yeah, but a great reaction by SERRAL, coming in from the back with those Zerglings and just getting that surround. So it's really important as a Zerg not to attack from the front against the infantry, but try to find a good position, try to come from the back and attack those tanks with some Zerglings, with some Banings if possible. As yeah, once again, innovation being more active on the map, having all those shields upgrade, and the Marines looked really cool back then. I believe even better than the current model. And yeah, in comes innovation. Is going to perhaps scan this area, is going to try to snap the queen eggs, as yeah, more and more of those queen eggs will fall, but he needs to be careful against the Banings. The Banings getting good connections, so innovation's not paying attention, as he's taking quite some damage, and even those Hydras of course present to counter the medivac. So nice reaction by SERRAL this time, being able to push this back, as innovation now creates his wall of here with the supply depots, and the tanks in the back, of course, will give cover to the next expansion points. So yeah, both players just pretty much expanding all over the map, adding more and more of those bases. Let's have a look what exactly their transition is going to be into the late game. Perhaps we're going to be seeing some Broodwar, some Ultra-Risk, maybe we're going to be seeing some battle cruisers, would be really cool for innovation. Some ghosts will also be very, very cool for just to snipe the important units, as the innovation just wants to make sure that there is no more creep spread going on here onto this map. And yes, SERRAL just tries to counter, of course, with some Zerglings, but the siege tanks in the back are nicely getting spreaded here. So look if SERRAL is going to somehow pull here forward, but there's just too much Terran into this point. And at the same time, just innovation clearing the creep eggs on the ground, as he's also moving here forward with his infantry. So yeah, the planetary fortress also looking quite interesting with an antenna here on the ceiling. So yeah, nice models here from the retro series. Looking quite great here. So yeah, let's see if SERRAL is going to stay indeed into Link Bane. Hold on, I just have to take a sip of water now. See, SERRAL just patrolling here the map, just tries to find, of course, some Marines, some Medivacs in the air. At the same time, also innovation moving here forward with his Medivacs, with his infantry. And yeah, let's have a look what they're doing actually. Mostly they just keep on expanding here, just keep on taking base after base. And yeah, more and more spines and more spores have been added here for innovation. So let's have a look. Actually, a great army is moving out here for SERRAL. He might try to bust here forward, punch here through, but there's so many tanks and they're nicely getting spreaded here by innovation. So the defenses look really strong, as we do see some Marauders now. Let's have a look at this model. They're also looking really strong. Marauder, of course, a much higher HP than the Marines on the ground. At the same time, we see a small task force here moving out for innovation. But SERRAL is present here to push this back. At the same time, he's preparing an attack here with some links, with some banelings. Innovation adding more and more of those command centers on the ground. Some Zerglings are getting here some scouting information, but there is so much here from innovation present. So SERRAL might try to regroup somehow, or he might try to attack on different locations at once. So a multitask here for him. Let's see how this is going to work out for him, as yeah, the defense looks really strong here for innovation. He's also adding more and more of those liberators in the air, more and more of those marauders on the ground. So much more stronger unit by him, as more and more spores has been added. So perhaps SERRAL is fearing some air attacks. Let's have a look if there's going to be some battle cruisers, some liberators. As yeah, just SERRAL keeps on defending here, nicely defending, just roaming around. And SERRAL just waits here with his banelings, with his hydras on the ground, perhaps waiting for a push out by innovation with his troops. But yeah, no such thing is happening. Of course, both players know exactly the timing here, know exactly when it should be good to attack or move out. And by the looks of it, innovation is moving out, so this could be the important chance here for SERRAL to move forward with his units. But at the same time, of course, the command center has finished. There are some tanks in the back, and innovation might try to block this entrance here. Or no, he's just straight taking the other expansion point, but there is a Zergling here. Same time, innovation moving out with quite a large force of liberators, 6 liberators in the air. There's a spine and a spore here, but so much Marines and so many liberators to back this up. At the same time, in comes SERRAL with his Zerglings, with his banelings on the ground. Also pouring here forward. Some tanks are pretty much exposed, and another attack is happening here. So much action all of a sudden is happening here, as the banelings are going to get some good connections here against innovation. 14 SCVs have been killed. The planetary holds really nicely, as the liberators are slowly but steadily moving here forward. And we also see some ghosts now finally on the ground. So the ghost model also looking really cool here, as things have finally settled down a little bit. The liberators still in position. So yeah, the ghosts looking quite of course differently, just like in the new model, but yeah, looking also really cool. So we might see some nukes. Oh, hold on, we actually see a drop here by innovation with some medivacs. 10 drones have been killed, and quite some great damage is being taken, but in the end the Zerglings will be able to clear this out, as we also see some Vipers now in the air for SERRAL. So Vipers will be the response against those tanks, against the liberators, just to harpoon them towards those Hydras. The SERRAL moves out with so many Zerglings. So we finally are closing slowly but steadily towards the 20-minute mark. Quite an exciting game. Very nice strategic game, and you can see even the laser out of those snipers here. So quite interesting stuff, as Innovation is going to be taking another expansion into this location here. So every expansion counts, of course, a lot, as the mining is slowly but steadily depleting here for both players. And there's so much mech here for Innovation, so many tanks, so many Liberators in the air, and so many scans are going on. So economic damage wise, we actually see them into the same worker count, SERRAL into 78 versus 80. Army wise, however, Innovation having so much more army, this is already being maxed out. And yes, SERRAL slowly but steadily closing here towards also being maxed out. His economy looking really strong, but he has to be careful against those medivacs, against those drops by Innovation. And yeah, let's have a look how things will unfold as Innovation once again prepares an attack against the newly established expansion. Or is he just sending out a scout here? One lone marine sees the expansion, so this very likely is going to be his next target, either that one or this one. So the hatchery is already bleeding here, so let's see him attack. But hold on, actually SERRAL is now confident to move here forward, but there's so much mech to defend here. So yeah, great defenses here all around, especially by Innovation with his units, with his tanks, with his planetary fortresses here. As some changes are now moving forward for him, so this has turned into a more defensive gameplay here by both players. Let's have a look who is going to be the first attacking, and we actually see some Broodwars now here for SERRAL. Broodwars into Infestors and some Vipers for him. So of course Infestors could even cast mind control against the tanks. They can cast those Fungals, and yeah, the Broodwars will of course be very strong on the ground versus the infantry here for Innovation. So this is why Innovation just sending out a small task force, perhaps just to snap this one hatchery, which perhaps just wants to pick up, snap it and just pick up. And so quite an interesting move. At the same time, he's also attacking here into some nice multitasking, just like Maru. Innovation just multitasking all over the place, catching SERRAL by surprise. So quite strong stuff here by him, as SERRAL just keeps on moving here back and forth. But yeah, Innovation seems to be much more mobile here with his infantry, especially thanks to those medivacs in the air. So SERRAL has to rebuild those hatcheries. He has to leave some units back to defend. In the end, the medivac might get snapped here by SERRAL. So quite nice stuff by him. And I believe the units don't explode, so that queen just was killed there. Just like this one medivac, it didn't explode, so basically just a small mistake there perhaps by the development, or perhaps it's just an old replay and the medivacs just won't show their explosion there on the map. So still anyone's game, like I told you. We see SERRAL once again preparing an attack with some Zerglings, with some Banings on the ground. Let's have a look what this is going to happen here as Innovation is now caught off guard, but in come the Liberators with those sieging abilities. So many sieging zones here for those Liberators, so of course SERRAL is going to get pushed back, but he does has quite a great number of those Corruptors in the air. And SERRAL, of course, so Innovation, of course, responding with some Vikings in the air, of course, to counter the air from SERRAL. So very strategic game, just like I told you. Still anyone's game, of course. Both players are pretty much being maxed out now, as Innovation of course tries to once again hurt the economy from SERRAL here as he's moving forward with those Marines, but they're quite hurt thanks to that sting. But yeah, the medivacs will heal them up. In come the Bane is getting some good surrounds here, so taking that out. At the same time, in comes the Corruptors now, so Innovation will lose so many medivacs here. We also see a nuke in the middle, but so many medivacs will be killed. Let's have a look at this nuke here as well, a defensive nuke against SERRAL, and also some tanks are being left here. But yeah, let's have a look at this one nuke. SERRAL needs to be careful, and yeah, he's nicely microing those spores and spines out of danger. So we do see the first nukes now moving out for Innovation. Defensive nukes against that creep, against those spores. As yeah, SERRAL will very likely try to take out this other expansion. This one spore is bleeding out. Let's have a look at once again that SERRAL. He has some Corruptors, he has some Broodwars, Vipers, and those Infestors. Let's have a look at the response from Innovations. Many Vikings, some Liberators, some tanks on the ground. Yeah, so many Liberators sieging here up, so quite a defensive force. Same time, once again we see a nuke. This time it might land onto SERRAL, and SERRAL really needs to be careful here against this one nuke, but he's just going to harpoon this one ghost and take him out. So quite a ballsy move. At the same time, another nuke has been launched. At the same time, SERRAL is moving here out with his infantry. And this time he needs to be careful, as this one ghost might land this one nuke next to those spores. That Queen also have to be very careful, as in comes the drop, but at the same time in comes the attack here from Innovation, heading straight towards the one hatchery. The Bane is on moving forward, getting some good connections. And yet, sadly here for SERRAL is going to lose yet another expansion point. 8 drones have been killed. A good move out here by Innovation. And yeah, he might even try to go for the next move, but in comes SERRAL with his Corruptors, but not that much against the ground units here from Innovation. So Innovation just going here forward with his units, landing more and more damage here against the units from SERRAL. But yeah, SERRAL pretty much under siege here. So much nice multitasking here, as this one lone ghost just keeps sending out nuke after nuke, and this nuke could be very crucial here. The ghost is still alive, 10 HP. SERRAL finally reacting, but a little bit too late. 13 drones have been killed here, so nice multitask by Innovation, just casually moving forward here with this one ghost, and he might even try to land another nuke versus SERRAL. At the same time, one SCV attacking here. So yeah, still this one ghost is alive. There he is. He might add another nuke. The hatchery is pretty much leading out. Finally, SERRAL reacting with an Overseer, so much needed Overseer here in the middle of the map. Great stuff here by Innovation with his ghosts, with his invisible ghosts, as SERRAL really has to do something here to counter this, as so much of Innovation has been added here. And he might try to move out with his Corruptors, with those Broodwars finally taking out those Medivacs, but in come the Liberators, as he has to wait for his Broodwars, or is he's just staying there with his Broodwars. So slowly but steadily SERRAL pushing here forward towards Innovation. Innovation just countering with some small task force, just crippling the economy from his opponent, and at the same time expanding. So nice job. He knows, of course, he's much more mobile than his opponent. 2 nukes might land here against SERRAL. SERRAL really has to be careful, because he's going to mind control this one ghost, so he might counter nuke here Innovation, as finally the Broodwars are coming here forward. So Innovation really has to react now. Defensive nukes, he needs to be careful not to step into those nukes, and even spores are attacking here for SERRAL. So SERRAL already knocking here at the door from Innovation. His creep spread is really strong, but the nukes, the defensive nukes, will keep him at bay. So much creep all around the map, already making here forward, creating a nice creep highway here for SERRAL versus his opponent. So quite strong stuff. But yeah, that mech looking really strong, and those ghosts here once again with the nukes, double nukes here against those spores. SERRAL has to react, he has to retreat. Those defensive nukes looking really strong for Innovation, as he's once again moving out with those small task forces against the hatcheries. And yeah, the double nuke has landed here. So much radiation on the ground, as yeah, more and more is being added, and yet another defensive nuke here by those ghosts. And there's so many ghosts here for Innovation, as yes, SERRAL is being pushed back. So quite a interesting strategy here by him. Innovation even taking this one expansion, quite a ballsy move here by him. But yeah, so many nukes are being landed left and right, so SERRAL pretty much caught by surprise here by those ghosts, as he needs so many Overseers. He's just moving around with his units, just checking the proximity here for some Liberators, for some Vikings in the air, also checking out for some Medivacs. But yeah, nuke after nuke, slowly but steadily, he's just keep pushing here forward, and he's going to even be able to snap some of those Queens at the same time. Finally, SERRAL reacts with the Broodwars, but they're very slow, so he needs to be careful. Another nuke is nicely landed against those spores, so all of that investing money has been killed here by Innovation. Innovation once again slowly but steadily adding nuke after nuke, and now even once again moving out with his task force just to snipe this one hatchery. So quite great multitasking here by him. So many invisible ghosts once again moving out. They might try another nuke into this location. Oh no, they're going actually for multiple nukes here. So nice job by Innovation, showing us the strengths out of that. So SERRAL needs to be careful, he needs to react really quick. He needs an Overseer really fast, and there it is. As finally SERRAL is being able to take out those ghosts, but yeah, one nuke still has landed. So really nice stuff here by Innovation, showing us a very interesting strategy, defensive and offensive nukes here by him, just to keep the Zerg guessing where exactly the next nuke is going to land. At the same time, he's also expanding here throughout the map, And they're not allowing so much expansion here for SERRAL. SERRAL even has to long distance mine here. But yeah, it's still of course anyone's game, both players at the same worker count, same army count. Quite an interesting game we have here in between Innovation and SERRAL. SERRAL is going to, actually Innovation is going to sacrifice some of those SCVs as more and more supply of an army will be needed. And once again he's pushing out with those ghosts, with those defensive and offensive nukes here against SERRAL. Also taking control of this expansion point. So yeah, Innovation looking to be in much better position here against SERRAL, being much more mobile. Finally SERRAL has to react somehow with some Zerglings on the ground, with some banings. And so again, once again, we see some nukes being landed. So many nukes here for Innovation versus his opponent. Really nice stuff. As finally some banings will get some good connections, but still the infantry holds his ground. And also Innovation holding this ground here as he's able to push back SERRAL a little bit, but in come the Broodwars here for SERRAL, as you also see some infestors on the air. So slowly but steadily we're closing in towards the 30-minute mark. Quite an interesting strategy here by Innovation. Nuke after nuke is being launched. And he just has to be careful not to step into his own nukes. So many nukes have been landed here nicely onto the creep eggs. Still not getting any connections against the army from SERRAL, but yeah, just causing some panic, just causing so much of an attack damage here against his opponent. And yeah, once again, nuke after nuke is being launched, so SERRAL has of course to react. He needs those overseer, he needs that vision really nicely. And yet another nuke, so massive amounts of nukes here have been launched against SERRAL. Now SERRAL even has to retreat his drones, as this one nuke might get a good connection here. The Zerglings do pull here forward, but Innovation is there to react. And yet another nuke. This one nuke might even land onto the army from SERRAL, but no, it's here to react with those banings, with those Broodwars in the air. So what an interesting and aggressive move out here by Innovation with his ghosts, just nuking SERRAL, and with his small task force is able to cripple the economy. We see some SCVs once again being sacrificed, I believe, and yet another nuke here. So quite a strong strategy here by Innovation. Very rarely seen to see so many nukes. SERRAL tries of course to react with some spores having detection, but yeah, just nuke after nuke is being launched here versus his opponent, as the small task force will take care of the new established expansions here for SERRAL. At the same time, another expansion here by Innovation. Yeah, really ballsy move here by him once again, as once again another nuke is being launched here versus SERRAL. And let's see if this game is going to be continuing like this. If SERRAL is going to be doing a mistake, of course Innovation is going to be ahead. Just one small mistake, just leaving those Protoss into a nuke. Still, spores have to be micro out of the danger. Yeah, once again Innovation reacting with his small task force, but yeah, there is SERRAL finally reacting with his corruptors in the air, pushing those medivacs back, and the bangs will get a good connection. So finally a good reaction here by the world champion, as at the same time once again he's getting nuked here in the middle of the map. His command center still not mining any resources there, but yeah, of course still anyone's game, but quite a hard game here for SERRAL versus Innovation, as all of those nukes, like I told you, will cause so much panic, so much fear into the hearts of the Zerg. So yeah, let's see. The turret's also looking really nicely here. I believe there is no spinning individual in the middle, but hold on, we actually see an attack here by SERRAL. We have a planetary fortress. Innovation just started mining, but yeah, he is here to respond, he is here to defend. So nice move by him. Of course this expansion is really important, a very nice strategic expansion by him, as he's also taking this expansion. So slowly but steadily Innovation having more expansions than his opponent. And so this one nuke is going to land. Nice EMPs here as well. We even have a mind control now against this one ghost, but it is going to be taken out. So nice again we have here massive amounts of nukes left and right. Nice mind control. At the same time once again Innovation moving out with his infantry. Not that much is being left here for SERRAL to defend. This is going to lose another base here. So great stuff here by Innovation. A very patient game by him. And yes, SERRAL, like I told you, if this game is going to continue by him just like that, it's going to lose so much more of his economy and so much more of his units. And those spores also slowly but steadily will fall. His innovation is nicely multitasking here, moving out with his infantry. Finally we are reaching the 30-minute mark, so things are getting really excited now as innovation is nicely kiting back and forward as he's spreading those units. Great with micro here by him, just like Mago. But yeah, in come those Vipers and with those torpedoes he is able to take out the Medivacs. So nice reaction, but in the end innovation has established this base here with so much defenses, and once again nice defensive nuke here, and this nuke could deal so much splash damage against the units. But no, we actually see a mind control and the ghost has been killed. A nice uniform here for the ghost in white. Yeah, let's just see liberators are slowly but steadily pushing here forward with those liberation zones against his opponent. And yeah, more and more infestors will be added with mind control. He could of course take control of those units, but those ghosts on the ground with that EMP seem to be a great counter with those infestors. So a really important strategic move here by both players. Is going to be able to attack. Let's have a look. The Vikings are also joining here the attack. This one nuke might land a good angle here. Yeah, the nuke might kill. No, actually SERRAL finally reacting, but centimeter after meter, slowly but steadily the ghosts are pushing forward with their nukes. Nice fungal, the ghost is going to fall. And yeah, the Vikings now will engage those Broodwars. So yeah, great stuff. At the same time we see a Nidus Worm. So yeah, finally SERRAL reacting with a mobile army here. At the same time innovation moving out with his infantry here against the Banings. The Banings are getting some connections, but there is this one Nidus Worm, and what does come out, so many Zerglings. So the production of the innovation is going to be attacked here really soon. Another nuke has been casted, so much multitasking going on all around the map. Finally SERRAL reacts with those upgraded Zerglings. Look, if this nuke is going to land, it is going to land, but SERRAL nicely reacting. Great micro here by him. At the same time this task force will pretty much be cleared here once again by SERRAL with his units, and yet another nuke. So like I told you, meter after meter, square after square is being slowly but steadily pushed here forward with innovation with those nukes. And really, I believe it was already above 25, even 30 nukes have been casted here already by innovation versus SERRAL, just causing so much panic, so much fear into the Finnish player, as he just has to leave those drones back, or is he going to be perhaps doing a mistake? He needs to be careful. 6 drones have been sniped. Yeah, so much radiations on the ground here, as well as yet another nuke has been added. We might even see 100 nukes being launched here by innovation. Massive amounts of nukes and EMPs being added as another nuke has been landed and the hatchery has fallen. So quite a strong build order here by innovation. Yet another hatchery has been lost here by SERRAL. Slowly but steadily, just innovation. I believe he keeps gaining more and more advantage, and SERRAL really needs to be careful here not to eat a nuke from innovation as he's just moving forward with his Protoss. I believe he only had enough and he might try to attack here, but the defensive nuke has been added. Those Banings are pretty much exposed. SERRAL really has to react as he's just roaming around here with his Banings. Going to try to attack here. The Banings not really getting any connections here. The Liberators are in the air, but again they will be held off. And yeah, in comes SERRAL, but there's so many turrets on the ground. Protoss will take care of that, but so many nukes once again have been launched here. Defensive nukes against this one siege, and yet another offensive nuke here into this location. So SERRAL might lose so many workers here if he's not paying attention. This nuke could kill so many drones, but he is of course paying attention as he's out microing this one nuke. But still, the hatchery is going to take quite some damage. So things are really getting out of hand here. Both players are nicely multitasking here around the map, and yet another nuke. So really hard for SERRAL to react against this. His Broodlords aren't really that fast, his infestors as well. And yeah, if this nukes land, I believe he's going to take out this hatchery. So SERRAL either has to cancel this one hatchery, or is he no? He's actually staying alive with this hatchery. The Nidus Worm has been added here, so SERRAL really wants to go for the production tab here against innovation. At the same time, SERRAL pretty much had enough of it. He really wants to finish this game with his overlords, with his broodlords, with his corruptors and so on. So yeah, nice fungal here, another great spell. And we finally see some ultra-risk on the ground. So this is SERRAL's answer, some ultra-risk on the ground against the infantry here for innovation. So quite an interesting game. Both players still having a strong economy. Some units are making it out, but yet another nuke has been launched. I believe we're closing towards the 50 nukes here on King's Cove. So yeah, let's have a look what's going to happen here. More and more mules are being added, and those nukes here once again being Instead, I believe the Protoss can't really take out this one ghost in the air, and the hatchery might finally fall here, or is it? Let's have a look what's going to happen here. The nuke has landed, 2 drones have fallen, and 50 HP only, but hold on, we actually see some vomit here. Finally, SERRAL is going to vomit onto this one planetary fortress, taking it out. So great vomit here by SERRAL against this one planetary, finally reacting, using those corruptors offensively here, and 21 HP. I believe one queen can heal this hatchery. He needs to be very careful, as yet another nuke has been landed here, so has been launched here. So nice position here for those ghosts, nice ledge here, and finally I believe if this ghost going to land this nuke, the hatchery should fall. Of course, it's only at 27 HP, and there is that nuke even doing some damage towards this one ghost. The ghost celebrating here his nuke. Nice job by him, as we see the infantry move out. Another hatchery is pretty much exposed. SERRAL might try to go for those ghosts, for those drones here, so nice job by him. He has taken out the hatchery, and if you look at the minimap, slowly but steadily SERRAL just keeps losing more and more bases. Finally he tries a counter with a couple of Zerglings, but yeah, in come the ghosts, in come the infantry for Innovation here. As quite a strategic, a very patient game here by Innovation, but those nukes really looking so strong here for Innovation versus the world champion. As there more and more nukes are being launched left and right here, quite defensive and offensive gameplay here with those nukes. SERRAL still massing his forces here in the middle of the map. He's trying to prepare a strong attack versus Innovation, but the defenses for Innovation looking also really strong. Also many planetary fortresses, and let's have a look what's going to happen here. Great fungal against the infantry. Innovation has to retreat, as we see now finally a Nidus Swarm here straight into the middle of the map. If this Nidus Swarm is going to get some good baning connections, we actually see some Ultralisk into it. So SERRAL slowly but steadily is moving forward. He is going to cause some chaos with those tanky Ultralisk. At the same time, the real action is of course going to happen here, but there's so many Liberators here to react. Let's have a look what those Ultralisk are going to be doing. Just a little bit of splash damage here into the main, as SERRAL finally long distance mining here onto the map, preparing a strong attack into this location, but so many Vikings in the air. 2 Ultralisk are being left here alone. They might try to retreat into this one, and they even try to bore it here, but yeah, so many ghosts being able to deal that damage. But the real action is of course happening here. Raptors versus Vikings in here. The Broodwar will take care of this one command center. So much action is being done left and right, so much damage here. Vomit is being casted, parasitic bombs left and right, so much splash damage here against the Vikings. Really great spell here to have. So much splash damage is being dealt against those Vikings. Innovation not out microing those splash damage. Vomit, and yes, so much action is happening here, as SERRAL is going to be adding more and more of those Broodwars. The Corruptors finally have done a great job. Those parasitic bombs out of the Vipers really dealing the splash damage, the much needed splash damage against the Vikings, and all of a sudden the things have changed here. SERRAL is just pushing here forward versus Innovations. Some Liberators are still in the air, but the Corruptors are pushing here forward, and even torpedoes being used now. Ghosts will try to react with some sniping here, so still anyone's game. The snipers are in the back. There are some Liberators here finally. Triple nuke here, defensive nukes to fend off this attack. Great EMPs. SERRAL needs to be careful. One nuke is still online, as it might land really soon, and this one nuke might even deal damage to his own planetary fortress here, but he's not going to allow that to land. So quite strong stuff. At the same time, we see a command center floating above a hatchery here. So yeah, what a crazy game we have here. 30 workers for SERRAL, 39 for Innovation. Innovation landing more and more of those mules. Well, this one not going to be able to land here, and what exactly is being left? Some infestors, of course, really important. Vipers also so much important, as Innovation is moving out with his infantry, with his Vikings, and yeah, that splash damage out of that spell out of the Viper, really dealing so much splash damage. Once again, SERRAL has vomited onto this one command center, taking it out with those Corruptors. And yeah, another nuke, another great nuke has been casted here by Innovation versus his opponent. So what a crazy game we have here. This one nuke might land. There's this overseer coming. The Zerglings are in position, and is it going to land? No, finally the ghost has been taken out, but so many ghosts here sniping those units. He needs to be careful over not to lose those ghosts. At the same time, some Zerglings are pouring here forward for SERRAL, dealing so much damage against the economy from Innovation, as we slowly but steadily close here towards the 40-minute mark, towards the end of the game. Still anyone's game. Ghosts, however, are moving here forward. Nice sniping left and right, and nice defensive nukes. Once again, a great fungal response by SERRAL. There's so much damage that's being taken with those ghosts with that mana, they're just being able to snap those important units for SERRAL here. I see Innovation just going to retreat here, just going to wait for that mana to get restored. And yeah, let's have a look what the next steps are going to be. SERRAL still mining from this location. Innovation still has this location here to mine. But yeah, not that many workers are being left for both of them. Much higher army account here for Innovation. So let's have a look if SERRAL is going to have enough to fend this off. But I believe those ghosts with those sniping could be the great answer here for Innovation. Once again, the ghosts have shown us their value, especially with those nukes just causing that panic towards your enemy. And now even the infantry looking really strong for Innovation versus his opponent. What exactly does SERRAL have left? Some Zerglings, some Infestors, I believe some Broodwars should be in the air. And yeah, some Corruptors here as well. But yeah, what is going to happen? I believe Innovation will find the strength to move out really soon. I don't think he knows that he has 60 more supply of an army versus his opponent. He has even taken control of this expansion point. This one has been abandoned, but in the end a new expansion point has been established, and so many ghosts on the ground. So those ghosts with those sniping will be really important. Take out those Broodwars in the air, those Infestors. And yet another nuke has been launched here by Innovation, and in comes those sniping as EMP once again taking so much energy out of SERRAL here. So SERRAL losing all of that important mana for him. The ghosts for Innovation are still strong into their mana, so much mana is being still left here alive for those ghosts, as the Vikings in the air are also really strong. And another nice small task force here is pushing out against SERRAL, still doing damage against those Zerglings on the ground. And I believe, but I'm not sure if it's Innovation might have taken this game. I believe he also doesn't know yet, but so many ghosts are still being left alive for him. Those ghosts with that sniping could deal, of course, the last killing blow towards SERRAL. SERRAL still mining from this location. Let's have a look at his forces. He of course has those Infestors, but against those EMPs, if Innovation lands some good EMPs, of course he should be able to win this game. Some Corruptors are in the air, not that many Broodwars are being left alive, actually still a good amount of them, but yeah, the ghosts. And look at all of those Vikings here for Innovation, and even the Liberators will be really strong in the air, as I believe Innovation is preparing an attack here towards the final attack towards SERRAL. Let's have a look if indeed he's going to commit here with all of his forces. He's scanning the area, he sees now the army from SERRAL, not that of a big army, and yeah, slowly but steadily he is now pushing, finally regrouping his units, moving here slowly but steadily forward. Changelings have been added, but yeah, Innovation playing very safe, very cautious, as yet another offensive nuke has been launched here. He might even try to EMP those Infestors on the ground. SERRAL tries to counter with some Zerglings, and Innovation still holds his position, creating a nice beeline here into this location. I believe he might have done it here against SERRAL, as pretty soon you might see the last move here forward by him on nuke. It will be really epic to see one nuke just land here against SERRAL. But yeah, Innovation just slowly but steadily clearing the way here with his nukes. I believe we've seen over 50 nukes into this game, and yet another nuke into this location. Once again, a nice position here for this one ghost. But yeah, let's have a look when or if he's going to move out. Finally, the Vikings are nicely being kited back and forth. A great fungal here by SERRAL. Still lots and lots of mana are being left. And we actually see that this one nuke has been landed here, as 18 drones have been killed. Now SERRAL pretty much under siege here left and right. I believe this is going to be the last attack here for Innovation, as slowly but steadily he's moving forward without liberation zones. So playing very safe, very calculated. A nice strategic gameplay here by Innovation, as I believe he's going to land his 60th nuke here. SERRAL needs to be careful. Great liberation zones, not that much is being left alive. Great fungals here, however, by SERRAL nicely reacting. And yet another nuke, slowly but steadily, centimeter after centimeter is being gained here by Innovation. And yet another nuke, more ground is getting gained here by Innovation versus SERRAL. Of course, SERRAL is going to react with those Protoss, with the Infestors on the ground. Liberators are still in the front, and the Ghost has been taken out. The Protoss are actually taking some good connections now, and Ghosts are being damaged here. But how much is being left alive as the Ghost once again here snipe brutal. The Vikings are coming in, and yes, there has to be the GG, of course. So what a great strategic gameplay here by Innovation, nuking like over 60 nukes here against his opponent, against SERRAL. Quite a strong stuff for him. Even hard for the world champion to react against so many nukes here, and quite a great inspiring move here by Innovation. launching all of those nukes, creating panic, even having nukes to defend, even having nukes to be offensive, and finding always a good position for those ghosts to attack, playing very, very safe, very, very patiently here. So nice strategic gameplay. A great game by SERRAL as well. He had a very, very great force with Broodlords, with Corruptors in the air, with those Infestors and Vipers. Perhaps many more Vipers would have been the answer, but then again the Ghosts can add those EMPs against the Magicians from the Zergs. So nice game overall. Very, very great thumbnail even here. Looking really, really strong. So many units here for the Terran, as finally the Broodlords are of course not that fast moving here against the Vikings here. So quite a great strategic gameplay. And those Liberators, of course, much better than the tanks from the Terran. But yeah, in the end, the real support here were of course those Ghosts on the ground. Many Ghosts here with nukes, with EMP. You can even see another EMP has been landed here against all of those Infestors. So quite a strong game. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this epic retro game. I believe it has been played around 2016, 2017. I'm not sure of it. But yeah, great game here by both players, and especially by Innovation. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your host Tommy, signing out.